Masters, and I hope you're enjoying watching the Frew Park YouTube channel.
Hello, I'm Hugh Lunn, and this is Ashley Cooper, a famous world-class tennis player from the 1950s and early 60s who won a few Davis Cups and won Wimbledon and the US Open and the Australian. And Ashley actually has lived in Queensland for 50 years in the northeast part of Australia, but he originally was from Melbourne. And as a young man, he came up to Queensland to play tennis tournaments. And Queensland has always been considered a fairly rough sort of a place, and Melbourne's very sophisticated with beautiful tennis clubs. And so Ashley arrived at Milton to play some of these blokes, and I have no idea what he thought he was in for when he arrived, but Frank Sentiment said it blew his mind when he arrived here and some of the people he had to play tennis. So Ashley, what did you find it was like at Milton and playing these people from 1,000 miles north of Melbourne?
Well, it was certainly different. It was a sort of a vivid comparison between the centre court, which was a very good court,
yes,
very played very beautifully, and the outside courts were left a fair bit to be desired.
Yeah.
Some of them did. And I played, I remember one of the first years I came up, I played Les Flanders, who was 6'4", 6'5" boy from out west, and came from Warwick, I think. And we were playing on a court that ran east-west, and
east-west.
And there were a lot of bad bounces, and he had a huge serve, and he's got match point on me, serving at 40-15 to win the match. And you serve one of these serves in, I sort of looped it back, and then he volleyed, and then I said, well, I'll throw up a lob to give him a bit of time to think about where he is. And anyway, he missed the smash, and then he got nervous. He suddenly thought about things, and I ended up winning the match, and I ended up winning the tournament. I ended up beating Rosewall in the semis and Hove in the final.
Wow.
So
it was a tough competition.
Yeah, and Rod Laver remembers that match because he knew Les Flanders quite well. And he said he watched me, should have got beaten by Flanders and then got beaten.
Then won the tournament. Yeah.
But my first experience walking into a clubhouse was first trip, I think I was 15, 16, and there's one sort of communal shower.
Yeah, that's right. One room dressing shed.
One room dressing shed. And Adrian Quist, who liked to, was quite a dapper, liked to dress well. And he came out with his bag and undid his bag and took out his clothes hanger, and out came a hammer and a nail. and put a nail in the wall, put his clothes hanger on it, and hung his clothes. I was sort of a bit intrigued watching this because it was quite a procedure. But the centre court was as good as anywhere.
Yeah, people say, well, Kenny Fletcher said it was only Wimbledon was better than the centre court. And were you surprised how good the local players were 1,000 miles north? Or?
Oh yes, well I knew the same age as Roy Emerson, Mel Anderson, and Rod Laver was just behind them a little bit.
Yeah, so they were pretty good.
So I knew them as juniors.
Yeah.
So I think Ian Eyre was the top.
Yeah, he was
Queensland player, played Davis Cup for Australia.
Yeah.
So yeah, I knew there were some good banana benders up here.
Yeah. Did you ever have to go to the bush in Queensland to play people like Strofeld and Toowoomba, who said was hard to beat?
Yeah.
What did you find?
And
the brothers out there, there were 3 brothers.
Yeah.
Everyone says.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. It was different because it was up at altitude.
Yeah.
And the courts were ant-bed and were much more slippery than the on-two car.
Yeah.
Fast
Andy Fletcher loved the ant-bed courts because he said you could slide beautifully.
Yeah.
And so you hadn't run into ant-bed courts, because what they do in Queensland is they go out, knock down some big ants' nests, and then put up some chicken wire and made a court. That's why we had so many courts.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the ants' nest actually, when I started building courts, I sort of made a bit of a study of ants' nests.
Ah, did you?
They do make very good court bases because the ants have got a natural binder or sticky substance.
Yeah, they exude from their mouths.
It sticks their nest together.
Yeah.
So when you crunch that up and roll it out, it goes into a fairly...
It's like road base or
Yeah,
something,
yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. And I remembered those names into the Gaydens,
The Gaydon brothers, yeah, well, they were hard to beat. Did you ever run into play?
Yeah, I played Merv, I think, and Perse.